All right, this is the ISUPK Wednesday law class. Also, remember, check out Commanding General Yohanna's radio show. Hold on one second. Let me just check. Let me just check this volume. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Let's get this sounding like. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. All right, then. All right, this is the ISUPK Wednesday law class. Also, remember to check out Commanding General Yohanna's radio show, which is 2 a.m. UK time, Monday, Saturday. We have classes here in the UK, Monday through Friday. We have them live in Birmingham, 7 p.m. till 9 at 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. Any black and Hispanic is more than welcome to come through. We have online classes here from Manchester on Tuesday, 7 p.m. till 9. We have the Hebrew Lash or Ankodash on Friday, 7 p.m. till 9. Then we also have the radio show on the ends, 9 p.m. until we decide to wrap it up. So that's the schedule in the UK. Sabbath service Saturday camp, Brixton High Street or outside the Primark building in the city centre. You can come on down and see those also. If you want to come and battle, you bring it to camp. Whatever you got questions, you can ask them in the class. Any questions you got, just type them in the chat and we'll get to them. So we're going to start off in the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 1. So let me get Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. So we're going to go into a few articles also today. So if you could get me Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. Also, any questions, just type them in and then we'll get to them.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. And
Salam there. Ya Basham Yashabrakta.
Say something, Ira.
Shalom.
Say something else.
Shalom. Ya Basham Yashabrakta.
Yahweh Shabbat, Most High in Christ. So go ahead, read the book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. So everyone knows that what Christians know this chapter. Why? Because they say the 10 commandments. So all they talk about is the 10 commandments. That's all they talk about throughout the whole Bible. Whereas there's more commandments than that. They just read this, and the 10 that they do read, they don't even keep just those 10. So out of all the 600 and plus laws, they narrow it down to 10. And out of this 10, they keep 0. So we're going to go over some of them. Give me Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God.
So the Lord is letting us know he's our God. So the Lord's already separating everybody else. He's saying, I am the Lord thy God. Meaning what? All these other gods, they might not have rules. They're the other people's gods. They might not have rules, but the Lord, your God, has rules, and he's going to give you his rules and regulations, man. Your God is going to give you his rules that you must abide by. Whereas before we were serving the Lord, before we knew we had a God to serve, we was doing what? Serving everybody else's gods. We was doing what everybody else does. where we was living lawless with no rules. Now the Lord is saying, I'm the Lord, thy God, letting us know, listen, man, I'm your power, and I've got rules in place. Same like if you're a father, you will say to your children, listen, man, you're my child and you're gonna abide by my rules. That's what the Lord's basically saying here. That you're my children and you're going to abide by my rules. And that's why he's letting you know right here. Because everybody else is lawless. Everybody else is God, has no rules. You can do whatever you want. You can come and go as you please. But as with our God, it's not so, man. Go ahead.
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of
And he
bondage.
delivered us out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And what did he do in the process? Destroyed all them Egyptian gods. Destroyed all of them, man. These gods that we like to serve and follow. The Lord, our God, destroyed them. And once he destroyed them, he took us out of the house of bondage and put us in a safe place, man. I said, I'm the Lord your God that delivered you out of bondage. Now he's letting us know who he is. Why? Because we all sin them works. In Egypt, we sinned them works with the sea turned to blood, where the Red Sea became like a wall on both sides for the Egyptians, where he smited them with frogs and plagues and locusts. We seen all these things. So he's letting us know I'm the one that done those things, and I'm your God. So he's going to say this, and then he's going to get into what we must keep, what laws we must follow. Go ahead.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt what?
Have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Now, by having other gods before the Most High, what do? You just confuse everything in life, man. Because once you put another God before the Most High, what happens? You start to be afraid of everything. You start to be afraid of this blood moon that the Christians like to talk about. You start to be afraid of Allah. You start to be afraid of harming a cow because you believe, okay, then Krishna and all of them, and there's gonna do something to you. Once you put another God before the Most High, you then open yourself to be afraid of everything. You then open yourself up to worship everything. Whereas if you just serve the Lord, our God, guess what will happen? You don't have to worship the moon and the stars, man. Because our God is above the moon and the stars, man.
That's right.
You don't need to worship those things. But once you put another God before the Most High, what happens? You worship the moon, you worship the stars, you worship Allah, you worship Krishna, you worship Selassie, you worship all of those things, man. Once you put another God before the Most High, you then open yourself up to do what? Following things that you shouldn't be following, worshipping things that you shouldn't be worshipping. Once you serve the one true God, guess what? You ain't afraid of nothing, man. You ain't looking around thinking, maybe that God's real, maybe this God's real. You ain't afraid of none of that. You don't have those worries or those thoughts because you know that your God is the one that delivered you out of the hand of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Whereas, show me in any records when Allah's delivered anybody, you ain't going to find it, man. Show me in any records when Guru Nanak's delivered anybody, you're not going to find it, man. Show me in any records where Buddha's delivered anybody, you are not going to find it. But when you look up Egypt, it's documented in history, man. Scholars who don't even believe in the Bible speak about what happened in Egypt, speak about the wheels of the chariots being found at the bottom of the Red Sea, man, which matched the chariots that they was using back then. When they pull up history books, they find all these things. They find all these relics, man. They find records of Israelites in Egypt, which proves the Bible is facts, which proves everything that we're reading is true. Now, all these other religious books that you have out there, there's no proof of any of those things, man. There's no proof of Allah ever existing, man. There's no proof of it. No proof of it whatsoever.
That's right.
The only proof of that is some delusional man went in a cave and lied and said the angel brought him a book. Some delusional man that's probably bipolar as hell that don't know nothing, man. Went in a cave somewhere and came out and said the angel squeezed him 3 times and gave him some records. That's some garbage, man. Islam is garbage and it's a religion that was spread by the sword, and they like to adopt black people into their religion so you can be a second-class citizen to them. I mean, once you have another God and you put him before the Lord, guess what happens? You're a black man that's speaking an Arab language, man. You then learn Arabic. You're a black man that's speaking an Arab language. No black man needs to learn Arabic, man. Let them speak their own language. We don't need to learn it. You hear black men using Arabic terms like alhamdulillah and all of this garbage, man. Listen, man, that religion ain't ours, and that language ain't ours. You know how dumb it is to hear a black man speaking Arabic? That's what happens when you put another God before the Most High, man. you become stupid, you become simple, and then you start to speak Arabic, which ain't even black man's language, man. Listen, I'd rather speak slang how we speak, man. But you'd rather put another God before the Most High, and then what do? You forsake your people, and you put them Arabs on a pedestal, and then you start to look down on your people, man. You disrupt how things is supposed to be. Once you put another God before the Most High, you can't ever have brotherhood, man. Why? Because brotherhood is written in the Bible and only in the Bible. Outside of this Bible is no brotherhood, man. Outside of the ISUPK is no brotherhood. You learn brotherhood in the Bible, man. That's where you learn brotherhood. Once you put that down and go join another religion, there's no brotherhood, man. You should know there's no brotherhood in Islam. That's why they got Wahoo Malcolm X killed, man. Because ain't no brotherhood in there. They got him killed, man. Because ain't no brotherhood in there. Read on. What verse was you at?
Verse 4.
Yeah, read verse 2 again.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Ira, get me hold that quote as well, but Ira, get me Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. So you get me Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. It brought you out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. The Lord brought you out of a terrible condition, man. Because in Egypt, trust me, life went good. You're at the bottom of society. You're building treasured cities for them. All of these things. Treasured cities is like you building the railroads in London. You're building up Manchester. You're building up the whole of the UK. There is some treasured cities, man. And that's what we was building in Egypt. Treasured cities. And that's what we building up right now in America, in the United Kingdom. Treasured cities, man. Cities where they're making tons of money. And they're making tons of money off what? Off of what you built, man. You made that city desirable, man. You turned that city into something that people want to come and visit. People want to take pictures there. There's lots of landmarks there. People visit these cities because you're there, man. Every place we are, we make it great, and people want to come there and take vacations, man. Even in the Caribbean, you got these white people buying holiday homes there, man. Because why we built these treasured cities, we turned this place into a place where now they have holiday homes and all of them things. Go ahead.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 10 and verse 8. And the Lord said unto Joshua, fear them not, for I have delivered them into thine hand.
And now, is that Joshua 1 verse 8?
No, this is 10 verse 8.
Now give me 1 verse 8.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
This what?
This book of law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
And this book shouldn't depart from us, man. These records, we should keep them. Because for a time, we lost these records and we forgot who we was. We had no culture. We had no nothing. Why? Because we let go of these records, man. We let go of this manual, whereas this manual is what keeps us alive. This manual is what teaches us brotherhood, is what teaches us how to live, what we can eat, what we can't eat, what gives us long life, what makes us die quick. We let go of that manual, man. So we've gone through life just winging it. We've gone through life just waking up and being like, you know what? I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do this today. Whereas we should go back to the manual. And this is what we have right now. We've gone back to the manual. Go ahead.
But thou shalt not meditate therein day and night.
But meditating these records day and night, man. That's what you're supposed to do. Meditating these records. And this is why we teach classes. So you can get a better understanding of these records, man. Because some people read this and they won't understand it. And that's fine. Not everyone's going to understand it. So this is what classes is for. Classes is so you can get the understanding of what you're reading, man. Don't be one of those people that sit at home, destroying yourself, leaning on your own understanding, thinking when the Bible says cut your right hand off, you actually go cut your hand off. Ain't talking about that, man. Don't be one of those people that don't understand the Bible and don't ask. You come to these classes, man. That's where you learn the Bible. Read on.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
And we should strive to do all of that which is written therein. Because these laws keep us strong. This separates us from everybody else. This separates us from everybody else on the face of the earth. That we have laws and they don't. That we know how to function and they don't. That we know what to eat and what not to eat and they don't. Everyone should be coming to us for advice. Like, what do I eat? What can I eat? What can't I eat? They should all be coming to us for advice. Because why? We the ones with the manual, man. Read on.
Another one comes. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
And that's how you make your way prosperous, by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. The Lord will make your way prosperous and will move obstacles out of your way, man. The Lord will make moves for you if you serve him. But if you don't serve him, guess what's going to happen? You're going to destroy your life, your children's life. You're going to destroy your marriage. You're going to destroy your family. And how do we know? Because we've seen it happen hundreds of times, man. We've seen it happen for years. When we wasn't following this manual, our whole life was destroyed. And then once you follow this, guess what happens? You no longer suffer with the cares of the world no more. Whereas this world teaches you just get money and that's all. So you feel like, okay, then I'm not getting money. You then start to feel depressed because you're not making money, you're not getting money. Whereas once you come into the truth, you realize, wow, there's more to life than money, man. Listen, I've seen people with money die, man. I've seen people with money die. People with money live a disgusting lifestyle. They die, man. Money don't save you. Money can't save you. But what can save you is you. What can save you is you serving the Lord, man. What can save you is you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Whereas you can break every law you want and make all the money in the world. That money is not going to save you. But a righteous man is going to be delivered, man. Maybe a righteous man don't have no money, but he is going to be delivered. He is going to be delivered. Why? Because he's doing something which is better than money, man. Keeping the commandments is worth more than money. Keeping the commandments is worth more than having a nice, fun, sinful lifestyle for 5 minutes. Because that sinful lifestyle lasts about 5 minutes, man. Then after that 5 minutes, you're dead and gone. Dead and gone. Not coming back. Listen, man, you better make the right choice. Is there any more on that, Ira?
Last one, sir. And then thou shalt have good success.
And then what?
And then thou shalt have good success.
Listen, man, this is how you have good success, man. By you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is how you have good success. Don't give me all of this. Go to school, go to college, and you're going to be successful. Listen, man, that's successful according to the world. But success according to God is what? You keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. So what if you ain't got 1 degree, man? If you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you're better than someone that has 100 degrees who don't keep them, man. Because them degrees only get you somewhere in the white man's kingdom. Whereas you keeping these law, statutes, and commandments will get you somewhere in Christ's kingdom, man. It will get you to Christ's kingdom. It will get you there. The white man's degrees can't get you there, man. It can't get you there. Now, are they good to have? Yes. But if you're not serving the Lord, there's no point you having nothing, man.
All right.
There's no point you having nothing. If you're not serving the Lord, there's no point. Your whole purpose here is for you to serve the Lord. That's the whole purpose of us being here, man, is for us to serve the Lord. Not for us to, become billionaires, for us to become instant celebrities, all of this garbage that the world gives you, for us to become whatever this world wants you to become. That's not your purpose, man. Your purpose is to serve the Lord. We meant to do what? Serve the Lord, and by how we serve the Lord, we show his glory, man. We show his goodness and how great he is, man. When people see us, they see how great God is. When they see 2 black men that's not killing each other, it could only be God why these black men ain't killing each other, man. When they see 2 black men ain't robbing each other, it could only be God why these black men ain't robbing each other. By us showing brotherhood and love and all of these things, we show the glory and the goodness of the Lord, man. But by us doing all the opposite, we disgrace God. We ain't showing his glory, we ain't showing his goodness. We just disgrace him. Anyone that IRA, is that it?
Sir, that's it, sir.
All right, no, sir. Take me back to Exodus 20 and
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
thou shalt what?
Have no other gods before me.
We ain't supposed to put nobody before the Lord, man.
That's right.
Nobody. By you having another God before the Lord is you what? Celebrating your birthday, Christmas, Easter. You're saying, damn what God's saying. I'm putting these other gods before him, and I'm going to celebrate them. I'm going to worship them and believe in them. Thou shalt have no other gods before me, meaning what? You can't put nothing before the Lord, meaning what the Lord says goes. The Lord says don't celebrate Christmas. That means you can't celebrate Christmas, man. Why are you celebrating Christmas? You're saying that what? You're saying that the God of these so-called holidays is what comes before the Lord to you, because you put him second. You just want to serve this God whenever you want, but then when it's come to Christmas and whatnot, you want to do whatever you want to do. You're putting the Lord second, man. You can't celebrate those things. You have to put him first. Read on.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
They shall what?
Not make unto thee any graven image.
Says, they shall not make unto thee any graven image. Now, a graven image is something you sculpt up with your hands and whatnot. Something you've made with your own hands, a graven image. And then when it says they shall not make any graven image, it means to worship it, meaning you make it and bow down before it and say, hey, this is God. Follow this, what you see right here. You see these rocks, follow this. This is God. The Lord said, don't make unto thee any graven images, man. Because we've been making these idols for a long time and worshiping them, read on.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
Or any likeness, man, that is in heaven above. Why? Because people look up in the sky, they see the birds, and they'll be like, wow, these birds are flying and we can't fly. These birds must be God. These birds are flying and we can't fly. This bird must be God. They look in the water and say, wow, these fishes under the water and they can swim in water and they don't need a breather. These fish must be God. So people started looking up and worshipping what they're seeing. Started looking in the ground beneath, started worshipping what they're seeing. Read on.
Or that is in the earth beneath.
Or that is in the earth beneath. Because we look at things and say, wow, this thing is worthy of praise. This thing is worthy of worship. That's what we do. Because why? We're simple. So we look at everything and worship it. The Lord saying, listen, I'm the Lord your God. Don't set up no graven image. Don't worship nothing in the waters. Don't worship nothing in the heavens. The Lord's telling us don't worship them things. Why? Because the Egyptians was worshiping these things, man. They would look down in the waters. Oh, this must be a God. So what did the Lord do? He poisoned their waters, man. Poisoned their waters. Everything that they worshipped as a God, what did the Lord do? Destroyed it, man. To show them that these things ain't no gods. To show us Israelites that these things that the Egyptians is worshipping ain't no gods. Read on.
Or that is in the water under the earth.
Or that is in the water under the earth. Why? Because some people worship the fish. I'm sure it's the Philistines that worship Dagon, which was a fish god. They worship all of these things. Why? Because these other nations is simple. And we've been taught by the Lord not to be so simple. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt not bow down thyself.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt not bow down thyself.
So this is the context of the verse. All these things that we just read, it says, don't set up a graven image or worship whatever's in the heavens and in the waters. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to what?
To them.
To what?
To them.
So what? You shouldn't make these things and worship it as a god. It can't be a god because you created it, man. How can you worship an idol as a god when you made it and God made you? Wouldn't you worship what created you? You're worshiping something that you created. It's backwards and it makes no sense. It says you shouldn't bow down yourself to them idols because why? Once you start believing idols, you become simple. Someone will show you an idol and say, if you don't put all your money into this, God's going to punish you. If you don't send all your money to this place, God's going to punish you. And because you've strayed away from commandment number 1, you don't fall for anything. You don't believe anything. Hold on, let me pull this article again. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
So like I said, I'm right here for whatever you need, right?
Sorry, say that again.
I say I'm right here. My cam is out, but I'm here. Just wanted to let you know.
Oh yeah, all right, that's the one. All right, let me share this article. Hold on, let me share screen. Share screen. Hold on. All right, Ira, tell me if you're able to. hold on, let me go back on the stream, y'all. Tell me if you're able to read this off the screen. Can you see it?
Cancer, as far as I can see.
So now,
Whipping statue.
so now, once you start to believe in worship graven images and put these things before the Lord, the white man will bamboozle you with things like this, the weeping statue. So you will see an idol crying, a white man will just say, yo, give the statues crying because you don't give enough money to it. And you will give money to this statue thinking that's going to stop the statue from crying, man. You will give all your money into these things thinking it's going to stop this statue from whatever. They'll show you this statue and say, yo, this statue is crying because such and such. And then you believe this idol is actually crying. You believe that this idol actually has eyes and actually has tear ducts. You believe this idol actually has these things. And then you start believing all this nonsense. But if you serve the Lord, you won't fall for this. You think someone could ever tell me that a statue cries? I would laugh, man. But once you put anything before the Lord, you're gonna fall for anything, man. You then believe in idols. Then you start to bring gifts to Christmas trees, believing there's a spirit in a tree that's gonna make your life hard if you don't do all of these things. That's what you open yourself up to once you put things before the Lord. So Ira, read that. All right, hold on. So this is the weeping statue. There's actually there was actually a statue that people said cried, and there was tons of people that used to flock to go and see it, and they believed that this statue actually cried, and they worship this statue. So now, this was found in Sicily, I believe. This was found in Sicily, in Italy. So now it had tears on there, and then they went as far as to put tears of blood on there. They put tears of blood on there and said this statue's crying blood, and people got scared and believed it. Why did they believe it? Because they strayed from the Most High, man. They're not serving the Lord. They're worshiping a graven image. If they understood not to worship any graven image, they wouldn't believe in some nonsense called the weeping statue. But because they strayed from the commandments of the Lord and they want to worship idols and graven images, they believe that there's a statue that actually cries blood. So I read that from your IRA if you can see. Can you read it up there?
Canada one cancer. A weeping statue is a statue which has been claimed to have shed tears or to be weeping by supernatural means.
And this is what the bamboozle you with. They tell you this statue is weeping by supernatural means, meaning it's not natural for a statue to cry, so it's supernatural. Listen, man, if you kept the laws of God, you would understand that this is BS, man. You would laugh and say the statue don't cry. You would slap the statue, man. But because you believe you worship graven images and you make them with your hands, and you believe in idols, you believe that there's statues out there that actually cry. Read on.
Canada one can. Statues weeping tears which appear to be blood, oil, and
now someone cut themselves and put blood on one of the statues. So they put blood on one of the statues, and then people said, "Oh, the statue's crying blood," and the whole city was in a frenzy, afraid for their life. What have we done to piss off Mother Mary? What have we done to piss off Mother Mary? They're running around, Hail Mary, this and that. They're afraid because they seen blood coming out of the eyes of this statue, and they believe the statue was actually crying. Bearing in mind, statues don't have tear ducts. Bearing in mind, statues don't move and don't live and so forth. They believed all of this nonsense. They forgot science when it came to these things. That's how bamboozled they was with graven images and all of that stuff. Read on.
Another one count. Concentrated liquid has been...
Listen, man. There's a man that puts these things on the idols to bamboozle you so you lose all your money, so you get afraid and do what he says. They put scented liquids. Go ahead.
Other claim phenomena are symptoms associated with weeping statue, such as miraculous healing.
See? Now, they believe that weeping statues can bring forth miraculous healing. So people start running around for these statues. The statues cursed us, so we need to do whatever for the statue so we can get healed. Listen, once you start making graven images, you're susceptible to believe all of this garbage.
That's right.
To worshiping all of this nonsense. the weeping statue. I gave the statue a slap. Only you're not afraid of this statue. I serve the Lord, man, who ain't no statue. I serve a God that destroyed the Egyptians, man. What the hell am I? What the hell do I care about a statue that's got so-called tears on it? But half the world was afraid and up in a frenzy about this. Go ahead.
The formation of figure in the tears lines and the scene of roses.
And also, what they would do, when it says the scent of roses, they would have a thing called rose water. They'd boil roses in water. They would put that on the statue and say, "Look, Mother Mary's crying because she don't like the state of the city. Mother Mary's crying because whatever she's crying for, who knows? They'll say she's crying over something." Read on. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Let me just scroll down a bit. Go ahead.
These events are generally reported by Catholics.
These events are generally reported by Catholics. And when you go places like Brazil and them places, most of them is Catholics, man. So they believe in all of these things. Just so you go there, Rio de Janeiro, they got the big Caesar Borgia on the thing. And they worship these things. They go there and believe this is a pilgrim, a sacred place that we must go and take pictures. Why? Because we've been brainwashed into worshipping idols and graven images. Read on.
And initially attract pilgrims, but
pilgrims. Go ahead.
But are in most cases disallowed by the church as proof hoaxes.
Listen, man, even the church knows it's a hoax, man. Even the church knows it's a hoax, and the church don't know a hoax, and the church don't know anything, man. But they know it's a hoax. They know the statue don't cry. But we out here believing this statue cries, man.
Right.
Go ahead. Hold on. There you go. Read this part here. Hold on. Let me scroll. Sorry, I'm just getting the laptop. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Canada One Council. Reported weeping statues are most often sculptures of the Virgin Mary.
Reported weeping statues are most often sculptures of the Virgin Mary. Read that again, Quatazar, that part about graven images.
Exodus 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make any. Salakia. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images.
Read that part that you just read, Ira.
Reported weeping statues are more often sculptures of the Virgin Mary.
A graven image is a sculpture. A graven image is something that you sculpt up.
Right.
That's a graven image. Hold on 1 second. The Lord's telling you, the Lord was giving you the drop from time ago, not to follow all this nonsense, man. Hold on. So now, basically that this says a sculpture, and what we just read was a graven image. So let's get the definition of graven definition. Hold on, let me go back this thing. Hold on. Hold on, let me just get the definition. See, now it says engrave. Hold on, can you see hold on? Do I need to share the other screen as well?
We're still seeing what I was reading last week.
Are you still seeing the statue?
Council.
All right, then Quatazar, read that one more time. Hold on, let me share my screen again. All right, let me stop that one. Let me share the screen for the next one. Share screen. Read that one more time, Potter.
Exodus 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
So now, graven image is what? Something you engrave, an inscription or image. That's what I'm saying, man. On the surface, marble graved with exquisite flower, human and animal forms. And that Mary is a graven image, man.
Right.
Because they made it in a human form and it's engraved out of stone and all of these things, man. Marble and whatnot. So a graven image is a sculpture. So now let's stop sharing this and let's share the next one. So read that part again that we just shared. Hold on, let me go to it. Share screen. So read that top part again, Ira. Is it on the screen yet? Hold on, let me make it.
Yeah, can, sir.
You see it? All right.
Reported weeping statues are most often sculptures of the Virgin Mary.
A graven is it's an inscription, a sculpture of human forms. So what you're seeing right here is a graven image, man. This is what a graven image looks like. Things like this, which they make out of marble and stone and rear up and worship. That's a graven image.
Right.
Go ahead.
And are at times accompanied by claims of Marian operations.
Hold on.
Marian operations.
Go ahead.
An unusual nature of the Our Lady of Akita.
Hold on, we probably can cut that part. Let's go to hoaxes and go ahead.
Go
to the hoaxes because all of this is a hoax. But there's people out there that actually believe this garbage. And to not believe this garbage, you have to serve the Lord, man.
Right.
The white man is very cunning and crafty. And any way he can trick you and make money off you, he is going to do it, man.
That's right.
He is going to do it. Go ahead.
Authorities of the Catholic Church have been very carefully in their approach and treatment of weeping statues, and generally set very high barriers for their acceptance.
Go ahead.
For instance, when a statue of a popular saint, Padre Pio of Pietrelcina in Messina, Sicily, was found to have tears of blood one day in 2002, church officials quickly ordered tests that show the blood belonged to a woman.
Wait, the blood belonged to who?
The blood belonged to a woman.
Exactly, man. So you're believing this statue is crying blood, and they done DNA tests on this blood, man. And this blood belonged to a woman. It's a hoax, man. All of these things is fake, and people actually fall for it and believe it. All of it is fake, and it's all garbage, man. Idols don't cry. Idols don't do anything, man. Idols don't have a brain. Idols is neither happy nor upset. Idols do nothing, man. There's nothing to it. An idol is nothing, man. An idol does nothing. It don't move. It don't talk. It don't do a thing unless you move it. Go ahead.
And then dismiss the case as a hoax.
Yeah, go ahead.
Skeptics point to be facts that making the fake weeping statue is relatively easy. Skeptics.
And all they do is, you see, when everyone's asleep, they just go and put tears on this statue. They put tears on this statue, and then you come in the morning and be like, "Wow, Mary cried overnight. Wow, Mary cried blood overnight," and you believe it. But hold on, let's go. Let me skip down. See if there's any more. And listen, read this one as well. Another likely explanation.
Another likely explanation attributes to so-called tears to condensation.
Exactly.
The
You're thinking this statue is crying, man. It's just condensation, man. It's like a car window. If you've ever, come out, your car steams up and the condensation and and sometimes water's dropping down the window and so forth. Listen, man, these things happen, man. It's nothing to do with you don't worship your car when you see water on the window. When you see water on the window, you don't say, "Yo, my car's crying." You don't say that. You don't say my car window's crying when you see water on there, man. Then it's just condensation. But when you see a statue, you cry and say, "Oh my God, Mother Mary of God is crying," and all of this nonsense. Read on.
Canada can. The tears that the statue appear to weep are actually birth of condensation, accounted for by the statue being made from material of variety density with condensation forming on the denser colder in the case the eye.
Actually, it's just cold and it's just the material they use. That's all it is. Nothing more than that, man. You can these statues crying. Look, it says a number of weeping statues have been declared fake by Catholic Church officials. Here's the next one. Read this one.
In 1995, a Madonna statue appeared to weep.
That just means mother and child. So Madonna just means mother and child. In what language is it again, Ira? Italian. Yeah, it's
I
Italian.
don't know. I think it's more like Latin or something like that. So
Yeah, it's one of them. Latin or Italian. Madonna just means mother and child. So Ma and Donna just means mother and child. So that's what someone was trying to break it down to me. The thought that was so deep. It was like, yeah, because you see the black Madonna. They was making that like it's something so deep. I was like, oh, you mean the mother and child? Like they make out like the black Madonna is so deep and it needs a whole breakdown in itself. No, Madonna just means mother and child, and I'm sure it's Italian or whatever. But go ahead. Yeah, I think it's Italian because obviously Catholics use it all the time, and obviously that's the home of the Catholic Church, Italy. So that's where it all began. So Madonna just means mother and child. Go ahead.
a Madonna statue appeared to weep blood in the town of Civita Vecchia in Italy. About 60 witnesses testified to witnessing the phenomenon. The local bishop said that he himself had seen it weep.
See,
The,
the bishop's lying now. He said he himself had seen the statue weep. This is your religious leaders that you go to. They lie to you. They will tell you, listen, man, I seen the statue weep, and this man didn't see nothing, man.
Right.
So when the scientists come with their medical kits and their whatever they wipe the thing with, and then pull it into the evidence bag, into the sealed bag, forensic bag, and do their checks. Go ahead. So the bishop, the man that you look up to, he said he's seen it weep, man. This is how your Christian pastor lies and say, I've seen this for you in a vision. I've seen this for you in my dream. These bishops is liars, man. They lie. They tell you whatever gets them paid. And by them lying to you is how they get paid. So they tell you lies to get themselves paid. They ain't going to tell you the truth. The only place you get the truth is in the ISUPK, man. We ain't never going to tell you that a statue wept. We laugh at them things, man. Whereas in church and the Catholics, they go crazy and lose their mind over these things. In India, East Indians let cows cross the road. Why? Because they believe that cows are gods. They believe that cows are gods so much that you can go to jail if you knock over a cow over there. To us, a cow is just McDonald's, man. A cow just means a quarter pounder meal to me, man. A cow just means a cheeseburger, a hamburger meal to me. Whereas to Indians, a cow is God. To Indians, don't kill rats because your loved ones come back as a rat. Whereas to me, a rat is a pest, man. A rat is a pest that I need to catch on the mousetrap, man. Whereas they worship them and are willing to get all kinds of diseases because of their lack of understanding. Don't be like these other stupid nations, man. Read on.
Canada one can. The blood on the statue was later found to be male.
Hold on, the what?
The blood on the statue was later found to be male.
That means this
As
bishop
in
lied.
male.
Exactly. It says the blood was found to be male and the statue was meant to be of a female. So something ain't adding up, man. It says the blood on the statue was later found to be male. Now let's see whose blood it was. Read on.
The statue's owner, Fabio.
The statue's what?
The statue's owner,
the statue's owner, which means this idol that you worship has an owner. This statue that you worship so much has an actual owner. Read on.
His name Fabio Grigori refused to take a DNA test.
Oh,
DNA test.
wait, who refused? The statue's owner, Fabio Gregory, refused to take a DNA test. I wonder why he refused to take a DNA test. Maybe the blood on the weeping statue, maybe it was his blood, man. Maybe it was his tears that he put on. Maybe he's so dumb and you're so afraid of all these stupid idols, you believe this statue actually cried. Meanwhile, this statue has an odor, which means a man that sculpted it and made this graven image and made you worship this graven image. And then he put tears on this statue to scare you into submission, man. To scare you into submission, to scare you to worship this statue until the scientist came. And the scientist said, give us a DNA sample, Mr. Fabio Gregory. And he refused to take a DNA test because he knows that science would have proved that he's a liar. But I read on.
After the Civita Vecchia case, dozens of reputedly miraculous statues were reported.
And tons of statues were reported after this. People said, well, this right here gets us money, man. They said this right here is getting us money. That's what they saw. This is getting us a ton of money. And let's just keep bringing up more statues, putting rose water on statues and saying it's tears, because people are so dumb they'll believe it and pay us. Go ahead.
You there, sir?
Go ahead.
Another one come. Almost all were shown to be hoaxes.
And it was all found to be hoaxes. Go ahead.
Where blood, red paint, or water was splashed on the faces of the statue.
What was splashed on there?
Blood, red paint, or water.
Splashed blood, red paint, or water. It wasn't tears, it was blood, red paint, or water was splashed on the faces of the statues to bamboozle you into believing this garbage. But once you stop believing the commandments of the Lord or stop serving the Lord, that's what you believe. Read Exodus 20. Hold that. I read Exodus 20 and verse 3 or 4 again for me one more time.
Exodus 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Listen, man, if you just understood this right here, read that one more time.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
This is all you need. Read that one more time.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
You see how simple life could be if you just serve the Lord. If you don't make a graven image and not worship in the graven images, you can't get bamboozled with these little stupid things right here, with these so-called weeping statues. You would know it was a hoax. Why? Because you would know that you're not supposed to make no graven images, and graven images can't do nothing. Read that one more time, Potter.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Life could be this simple, man. You could fix half your problems, man. You could stop worshiping idols if you understood. Just don't worship any graven image, man.
That's right.
Read on Potter in that.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
See how simple life could be? If you serve the Lord and just apply this one passage right here to your life, you wouldn't bow down yourself to some statue, man. You wouldn't bow down to some statue that you think cries at night. You wouldn't bow down to some stupid statue and worship it, because you would understand that your God said, don't bow down to no graven images. You would understand all of this is hoaxes. Scientists wouldn't need to come and do DNA test. Listen, I don't need the scientists to do a DNA test to prove to me this is a hoax. I didn't need the scientist in this case to prove to me that this is a hoax. I know this is a hoax. Why? Because I don't worship graven images, man. And I know graven images can't do nothing. I didn't need the scientist to tell me it was rose water and blood and splash water. I don't need the scientists for that. This evidence right there is for the dumb Christians that worship idols and worship graven images. It ain't for me, because I know graven images don't do nothing. I don't need this scientist help on this one. I might need his help on something else, but I don't need his help on this one. because I know this passage right here says, "Don't bow down to no graven images," because we know graven images can't do a damn thing.
Right.
Read on in the IRA. Go back to that. Read on.
Canada one counter. In 2006, 8, church custodian Vinzo de Castonzo went on a trail in northern Italy for faking blood on a statue of the Virgin.
Wait. He did what? What did he do?
He went on a trial
This man went on trial in northern Italy. God knows how northern Italy is. Go ahead.
for faking blood on a statue of a Virgin Mary.
Faked blood on a statue that you love so much, man. You're thinking this is the blood of this statue. This man faked the blood on the statue. Go ahead.
When his own DNA was matched to the blood,
God is this wasn't Mary's blood. His what?
when his own DNA was matched to the blood,
Oh my God! Imagine you was having sleepless nights thinking Mary's upset and Mary's crying blood and thinking the world's ending and running around thinking it's Judgment Day tomorrow because Mary's crying blood. And what happened?
when his own DNA was matched to the blood.
And this man bamboozled you, man. He put his own blood on the statue, and his DNA was matched to the blood because scientists proved it. They brought their little forensic kit and proved that this is this man's blood and this statue's. You get me? So read on. Go ahead.
In 2018, at Our Lady Guadalupe Catholic Church in Hobbs, New Mexico, a Mary statue was reported to be producing tears.
It was
In July,
a Mary statue was reported to be producing tears. Bearing in mind, it's got no tear ducts, but it's producing tears. It makes no sense, man. Read on.
in July of that year, the Catholic diocese as Las Cruces revelated that tests confirmed that tears in fact had a chemical composition of a roses scented olive oil.
They checked what was in them tears and in fact had the chemical composition of rose scented olive oil. So this wasn't tears, this was rose scented olive oil. Now we're gonna put in our Google machine what are tears made of. I already know, but I'm just gonna put it in so you can see it. So let's see what are tears made of. Hold on. All right, let me stop sharing that one. We're gonna go back to that one in a minute. Hold on, let me share the next one. So now that was rose scented olive oil and blood that they was throwing on the statue. So now let's see what your tears are made up of. Says your tears are. Can you see it on the screen, Ira?
You have to get a little bit more bigger. So.
Says your tears are mostly composed of water. Your tears have a similar structure to saliva. They're mostly made of water, but also contain salt, fatty oils, and over 1,500 different proteins. Electrolytes in tears include sodium, which gives tears their characteristic salty taste. If you wanted to know why your tears taste like salt, it's because your tears include sodium. Hold on, let me click on this image. Is this the one I want? Let me click on this image. Oh, I don't think this is. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, hold on. Now we have to take it back to base. So now we have to take it. Now we have to take it back to basics. So now this is how your eye works. You have a tear gland there. So here is I can't believe you have to do this, Ira. So you have a tear gland here. I can't believe you have to do this. You have a lipid glands here, or lipid glands, whatever. You have a mucin glands here. So you're trying to tell me this statue has all of these things. This statue is just marble. It don't have these functions, man. Says you have a tear film. All right, let's scroll down and see if there's a next one. There was a next one that I was looking at earlier, which was better. So it says the oily outer layer keeps tears from drying up too quickly and makes the surface of the eye smooth. The watery middle layer keeps the eyes wet and nourishes the eye tissue. The inner mucus layer helps the tear film stick to the surface of the eyes. Listen, man, these idols don't have these functions, man. These idols that you worship so much don't have tear ducts, doesn't have tear glands. In order to cry, you need a tear gland. And these statues don't have tear glands. These statues don't even have functioning eyes, man. What you'll see with these statues is it's just all marble. There's not even an eyeball on most of them, man. So how can they cry with no tear glands if you want to get scientific? Anyway, let's stop sharing. Let's go back to let's go back to the last one we was at. Hold on, let me share the screen again. Give me 1 second. So now, let's go down. Now this is a list of weeping statues. I can't be asked to read it, but yeah, there's
Again, sir.
Nah, I can't be. What? Hold on 1 sec. So now this also the idol Baal that they thought was eating the food. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it in Baal and the Dragon. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I just want the main part.
Come, sir.
So all this idol stuff ties in with Baal and the Dragon. Back then, they believed that the idol Baal was not eating the food. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. Let me see what part I want. So all of this stuff is the same thing. The same thing they was doing back then is the same thing they're doing right now. Hold on, let me see if I can find the main part. I believe it's more at the end of Baal and the Dragon. Hold on. Hold on.
About 19, 18.
Let me see. Go ahead.
I think we should start about 13.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Bell and Dragons from the Apocrypha. There's one chapter, and this is verse 13.
Go ahead.
And they little regarded it, for under the table they had made a private entrance, whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things.
Go ahead.
So when they were gone forth, the king set meat before Bel.
They were setting
Now-
meals before Baal because they believed that what this was eating. They believed these idols is eating the food. So that all these things is idol worship. They would put food out, shut the door, believe these idols is eating the food, not realizing someone's going in and stealing it. Go ahead.
Canada one can. So when they were gone, Salakia, where they were entering. Now Daniel had commanded his servant to bring ashes, and those they strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone.
Go ahead.
Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet. And so they parted. Now in that night came the priests with their wives and children,
Hold on,
as they were.
keep reading. I'm just looking for the main part, but just keep reading until we find it.
It's about 2018 years coming, sir.
Yeah, just keep reading, and then I'll just see.
Canada one time, sir. Now in the night came the priests with their wives and children, as they were wont to do, and did eat and drink of all. In the morning, betime, the king arose, and Daniel with him. And the king said, Daniel, Are they still whole? And he said, Yea, O king, they be whole. And as soon as he had opened the door, the king looked upon the table and cried with a loud voice, Great art thou, O Bel,
So now,
and
this king believed that Baal was eating all the food, man. Then you knew it weren't true. Because why they had the next entrance that they was going in and they was eating the food. Imagine the king don't want to feed the people good food, but he wants to feed this idol Baal all the best food, man. Baal's got like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he believes this idol's eating it. Go ahead.
Canada one kan. And as soon as he had O Bel, and with thee is no deceit at all.
He said what?
O Bel, and with thee is no deceit at all.
Go ahead.
Then left Daniel and held the king.
Daniel
Then
knows.
left Daniel.
Daniel knows that this idol ain't eating the food, man. Israelites should know that this statue doesn't cry tears, man. Israelites should know that this statue does nothing. We should know these things. Daniel's laughing, man, because this king actually believes this nonsense. Go ahead.
And held the king that he should not go in, and said, Behold now the pavement, and mark well whose footsteps are these.
And it's like, whose footsteps are these? Because Daniel's laughing. Go ahead.
Zal ik eens weer van mij?
Go ahead.
Earlier, when they sealed the door, they sprinkled ashes on the ground. So
Exactly.
after they put the food on the table, Daniel's servants they spread out ashes on the ground, and now and now he's showing the king,
Exactly.
look, there is footsteps on the ground.
And the king was just worshiping Baal. Like, Baal, you great. There's no deceit with you and all of these things. And now Daniel's laughing, man. And now Daniel's looking. And then now you're seeing all the. I read and it gets to the footsteps. Go ahead.
And the king said, I see the footsteps of men,
Now,
women, and
now the king is seeing the footsteps of men, women, and children. Go ahead.
and then the king was angry.
And then the king was angry, man. And listen, man, he was angry because he's putting out all this food for an idol, and it's the people eating the food. And you should be angry when you realize you've been worshiping an idol, and this bishop's been putting his blood on it, man. You should leave that Christian church when you realize all of these movies where you can point in the cross at someone is going to stop them from killing you, man.
That's right.
It's going to stop them from biting you, man. Listen, man. Go to Chicago, man. Go to Chicago and you try hold that. You try mention Old Block and 63rd and hold up your cross and see if it saves you, man. You try to see how far that gets you.
Go to Russia.
Exactly. Go to Russia and see where holding up your cross, this cross gets you, man. Go to Ukraine, see where holding up this cross gets you.
Right.
Listen, we tried to become Christians in slavery, man, and we still were slaves. That Christian cross don't save black people at all, man.
That's
All of that stuff is garbage. I rise there anymore on this, or have we covered the main part?
Council is just the king going wild out on the priest right about now.
They killed the children and all of them things, and it goes into obviously. Then you're asking for leave. But that's it on that. Hold on, let me go back to the what's it called? Hold on. Let me share the screen again. We need to let go of these idols, man. Because these idols is got us backwards, man. Hold on. A very small number of weeping statues have been recognized by the Roman Catholic Church. The shedding of tears. Hold on. Yeah, so listen, these is all the weeping statues. There's one in Germany, 1643, 1953. Listen, these things have been going around for time. 1960, 1992, 1980, 1995, 1997, 2002, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. And in the 2000s, that's when the real breeding bad views of people, man. 2006, 2010, 2012, 2012, 2015, 2018, 2018. Listen, man.
Damn,
John,
ongoing.
sorry, say that again.
I say it's ongoing.
Exactly. Up until 2018, 4 years ago, they had these statues. Weeping paintings are icons are related, but to date, not since the case of weeping painting has been approved. This is what I'm saying, man. Listen, they all know it's a hoax. Hold on. I can stop sharing that now. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, take me back to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 4. Quarters, I'll read that for me one more.
Exodus 20 and chapter 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Hold on, let me get you a next one. That was the weeping statue. There's a next one. Hold on, let me get the next one. Let me get you a next one. Hold on, maybe I can get it. Yeah, let me share this one with you. This is a next stupid one that people actually believe. Hold on, let me share the screen. Share screen. All right, can you see this one? Hold on, let me just. So now, this one is called the moving statue. So people believe this statue moves. So it's called the moving statue in Ireland. So people would stand there and watch this statue and say, "Oh my God, the statue moved. The statue moved." So let's read about this moving statue now. Because people see it and say, "The statue Mary moved." So it's the Berlin Spittle Grotto, where one of the first sightings occurred in the summer of 1985. So, so now they say this statue moved in 1985. So they're going to say to us, "You said idols don't move. We seen it move." So let's read on. Go ahead. Can you read that from there, Ira?
The phenomenon occurred during the summer of 1985 in Ireland, where in several different parts of the country, statue of the Virgin Mary were reported to move spontaneously.
They said the Virgin Mary moved spontaneously. So people are saying the statue moved. Go ahead. No, sir.
In Ballingspettley, County Cork, in July 1985, an observer claimed to have seen a roadside statue of the Virgin Mary move spontaneously.
Someone said the statue of Mary moved spontaneously. They must have been high and out their mind, man. Listen, you know people that smoke weed, they'll tell you the refrigerator moved and chased them. They'll tell you the house moved. People that get high, they think everything moves, man. People do all these mushrooms and get high. If you believe this, you must be high, man. If you believe a statue moved, you must be high and on all the drugs in the world. Because only paranoid schizophrenic thinks things move. There was one man that was saying the fridge was chasing him. He said the fridge had legs and the fridge was chasing him. Listen, someone that speaks like that is crazy, man. You need to seek all the help you can get because the fridge ain't moving, man.
Right.
The fridge ain't moving.
That's right.
Like the fridge moving. That makes no sense, man. Read on.
Similar occurrences were reported shortly afterward in Mount.
If the fridge could move, that would help me out. The fridge is so heavy. I'm trying to move out the fridge half the time to mark the holiday. I wish the fridge and the washing machine could move by itself. Maybe I wouldn't have to break my back trying to lift it, man. I wish the fridge could move. You like telling me the fridge moved. I really wish it could, but it just can't. If it could move, when it's time for me to move house, I just say to the fridge, "Come on, hop in the van." The fridge would go hop in the van by itself. I wish it could move. Instead, it don't move. And that's why when you got the fridge, you had to move it into that position that it's still in. The washing machine, you had to move it into that position that it's still in. Why? Because these things don't move by themselves. And these statues, someone had to prop up this statue in the position that they wanted it. Why? Because this statue can't move by itself, man. Statues don't move. Read on.
Canada cancer. In Mount Mallory Country, Waterford, and at around 30 other locations around the country. They were not all in Maria operation. Some involve other divine figures and or saint who appear in saint on the church wall, etc. Thousands gather at Mary and at many of the sites out of curiously or to
Curious,
grace
man.
curiosity
That's not
or
even
to
something curious about. Who cares, man? The statue don't move. You think I'm gonna waste my time standing in the cold out of curiosity? I'm not curious. You know why? Because I know the statue don't move. I wouldn't waste my time. I'll just nope, it don't move. You're gonna be telling me it did move. I'm just gonna say nope, it don't move. I'm just gonna shut you down. Nope, it don't move. That's it. I ain't gonna stand there out of curiosity. A man that stands there out of curiosity shows that this man is in the middle. This man is lukewarm and he doesn't know what to believe. Because for him to be curious to see if it does move, that means he don't believe in the Most High, man. Because he should know statues don't move. He don't believe in them. He don't believe in the Lord if he is curious about it to see, oh, maybe it does move. He's skeptical. Well, maybe they could be right. Listen, man, a Muslim could never be right, man. I ain't skeptical about nothing a Muslim says. They could never be right.
Right.
I ain't skeptical about nothing an Indian says, a Sikh says. They could never be right, man.
That's
Telling me I'm going to go to hell.
like
I'm going to go to hell for eating a beef burger. Listen, man, I'm going to be eating that beef burger, man, and I'm going to keep eating that beef burger. Listen, man, them beef burgers is good, man. They worship cows. Listen, man, our cows go on the grill, man. Our cows go on the grill. That's where we put them, man. Them quarter pounders from them double quarter pounders now. Listen, man, I'm eating up all them cows, man.
right.
Cows soon to be listen, man. If I have a farm, them cows, I don't know. My cows is going to be running out often, man. The amount of beef patties I'm going to be making.
Right.
Listen, making beef patties, man. I'm going to have no cows left. You see, if you want to buy cows, I'm not the man to come to, man. My cows ain't for sale, man.
Right.
My cows is for me to have beef burgers, for me to have cookouts and all of them things. Listen,
that's for the grill.
yeah, I ain't buried none of them cows. All of this give way to cows to cross the road because cows are gods. Cows are beef burger to me, man. When I see cow, it's synonymous with beef burger. It's synonymous with a Big Mac. When I see a cow, the bigger the cow, the bigger the Big Mac. That's all it means for me. I ain't into worshipping cows and all that garbage, man. The bigger the cow, the bigger the Big Mac. That's what it means for me, man. Read on. It means all Big Macs. That's what it means, man. You see now in McDonald's where they got you see that what is it, the Big Mac Grand? When I see cows, I see the Big Mac Grand, man. That's what I see, man. I see the Big Mac Grand. Let me pull up a picture of the Big Mac Grand.
I see a double cheeseburger.
I see a double cheese. I see a triple cheeseburger than you have brought out. There's that much cows now.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get a picture of it. This is the bigger Big Mac. Hold on. Hold on. Let me pull up this picture. This Big Mac Grand. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
That's it, man. Didn't Shamgar choke out a cow over there?
Shit.
Don't rate cows around there, man.
Definitely don't.
The nigga choked that cow.
Listen, man. See when I see cows. Hold on. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. You see this picture right here with the red circle around it. When I see a cow, this is what I see, man. I don't want this little Big Mac here no more. Give me this one, man. People worshipping cows. A cow is just food, man. When you see cows, you worship them. When I see cows, this is what I see: a Big Mac Grand, man.
All right.
I see cow number 1 there, cow number 2 there. That's what I see. Cow 1 and cow 2. That's what I see, man.
Right.
People worship cows, man. Listen, a cow is just for food, man. Let's not be so simple. Let's go back to this. Where was we? Where was we? The moving statue. All right,
Cancel.
let's go back to this moving statue. Go ahead.
Or to gaze in wonder and to pray. Up
And
to
to
one
pray.
hundred.
They went to pray before this statue. Read what you had for me again, Azar in Exodus. Read that for me one more time.
Exodus 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt not bow down.
You going to pray? Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt not bow down.
So don't bow down, man. Don't go pray before some stupid statue. Thou
That's
shalt not bow down. Go ahead.
thyself to them,
Don't bow down yourself to them, man.
nor serve them,
Know what?
nor serve them.
Listen, man. All these 100,000s of people that went to go see and went to go pray before this statue, the Lord said you ain't supposed to bow down yourself, nor serve them. Which shows you how dumb we've become, man. It shows you how stupid we've become that we believe all this nonsense. Read on IRA.
Another one counter. Up to 100,000 were said to have visited the Berlin Split site alone.
100,000 people went to go visit that garbage. Go ahead.
The Catholic Church remained reticent or highly skeptical, and a bishop declared the whole phenomenon an illusion.
Let me scroll down and see. Imagine they even wrote books about it. The statues that moved the nation. Let me scroll down and see if there's anything else from there. See, now a team of psychologists read this part.
A team of psychologists based in University College Cork, UCC, recorded 31 operation sites and explained the vision as being optical illusions caused by staring at objects in the evening twilight.
It's called by what?
It was caused by staring at the object in the evening twilight.
No, because you do know if you stare at something for too long, and then when you blink, you feel that it moves. You do know when you stare at something for too long, your eye twitches, and in that twitch, your optical illusion, you think something's moved. When your eye twitches, you think something's moved and it hasn't moved. All it is you've been staring at it for too long. So when you do move your eyes, you feel like that moves. That's all it is. It didn't move. The thing is, it's you. You're thinking it moved, but it didn't move, man. It's based on you. Sometimes you twitch your eyes and you feel like something moves. You blink or whatever. You blink and then you might think, hold on, that was a bit further back a second ago. And then you think, hold on, it moved. Listen, how slow must this thing move if you've been staring at it all that time and it only moves from there to there? It don't move, man. Illusions. It's just an optical illusion. That's all it is. You've been staring at it for a long time. Your eye twitches and you think it moves, and it didn't. Read on.
Others have argued that the moving statue and other extraordinary international phenomena like that, flying saucers, religious and many other new religions and occult movement are based explain it as responses to an you have to scroll down.
Oh, Slovakia. No, Slovakia. Go ahead.
To an
Hold on,
exceptional.
wait, one second. Let me scroll down to the part that I'm looking for. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me. Let me pull up a next. Hold on. Hold on. Listen, man. You see, if you stare at them statues of Edward Colston, that slave owner for too long, that statue will move as well, man. Stare at that one long enough, it will move, man. Guess what happened with that statue? They had to tie a rope to it and throw it in the river. The statues don't move by itself. Hold on. Wait a minute, it might be on this one. Hold on, did we go over the part where it says the moving statue was destroyed or not?
La Asur.
Hold on. Hold on, let me scroll down because someone mashed up one of them moving statues. Hold on. Yeah, read this part, Church Remain. Yeah. This part.
Can you put it? Gather.
No,
Gather at.
yeah, read from you can read it from you can read from that part if you want.
Gather it at many of the sites out of the no, there's two up. What starts from there, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
We read it already.
Now I read down a bit. Yeah, just read down. You know what it says. The bishop declared the whole phenomenon an illusion. Read that part.
Kind of the one comes here. The bishop declared the whole phenomenon an illusion. The Bailing split statue was damaged by a gang of
Wait. What?
was damaged
Listen, man.
by a gang of.
Statue moved. Why didn't this statue move when people was damaging it, man? If this statue could move, this statue should have moved when it was being damaged, man. But this statue didn't move. Why? Because statues don't move, man. This statue's being damaged and it didn't move when it needed to move the most, man. At the time it needed to move, it didn't want to move. Go ahead.
By a gang of hammer-wielding Pentecostalians protesters against idolatry.
That sounds like me, man. A protester against idolatry, man. I'm gonna be there with wielding a hammer, man. You have any idols in our kingdom? I'm gonna be wielding a hammer, man. We're gonna break them idols. Right. I'm gonna be wielding the hammer, and we're gonna break down them idols, man. Them idols that you worship so much, you're gonna cry when you see all the marble in pieces on the floor, man. Read on.
Another one can. But it was repaired.
Oh, it was repaired. Listen, man. This was an idol, and these protesters proved the idols ain't nothing because they damaged this idol, and there was a man that had to repair this idol. This idol couldn't repair itself. This idol didn't move. This idol took a beating, and that was that. All right, we can stop sharing that. That's pretty much it. Give me Psalms chapter 96 and verse 4.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 90 and verse 4.
Why is it you got 96?
No, I heard 90. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 96 and verse 4. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods.
He is to be what?
He is to be feared above all gods.
Don't be fearing some stupid statue, man. It says the Lord is greatly to be praised and feared above all gods. Don't be fearing some stupid statue, man, that does nothing. All of this garbage. Says the Lord is greatly to be praised and feared above all gods. He's to be feared above the sun, the moon, the fish, whatever you want to worship. It's to be feared above that Mother Mary statue, that Caesar Borgia in Rio de Janeiro statue. He's to be feared above all those things, man. Them things is nothing to fear. Them things are just idols. You're supposed to see those things and laugh at them, man. Them things is nothing to fear, but the Lord is to be feared. You seen what the Lord done to the Egyptians, man? You seen what the Lord done to us? You seen how the Lord brought us down a peg? You seen how the Lord destroyed the Egyptians? That's what we should fear, man. Instead, we're fearing some idol that can't talk and that can't move. Go ahead.
Another one comes. Verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols,
All
but
the
the
what?
Lord, for all the gods of the nations are idols,
All the gods of the nations are idols. Read on.
but the Lord made the heavens.
All the
Honor,
gods. Listen, all the gods of the nations are idols. So what you'll find is what? Every nation, their God is an idol. Why? Because they wasn't given the wisdom that we've been given. So like you find that precept from quite as well. However, the nations weren't given the wisdom that we was given. I think it might be Deuteronomy 4 and something. I believe it's around there somewhere. So now, the nation of the Arabs is what? Idol. Nations of the gods of the nations is what? Idol. Gods of the Chinese, idol. Gods of the East Indians, the Pakistanis, idol. Gods of the Africans, idol. Says the gods of the nations are idols. So if you one day do your research and pull up every single nation, you'll find that they all have a god which is an idol. The Chinese have a god, idol. Africans have a god, idol. Egyptians have a god, idol. The gods of the nations are idols. And then it's letting you know that our God created the heavens, man. Our God created the skies for these birds and everything to fly in that these other nations want to worship. What you will find is everything that they worship is based off things that they see. Like the Lord said with us, I left no similitude. And then what do? They make a man a god. They turn a man into an idol. They turn a man into a graven image and worship him. Whereas with our God, he left no similitude, man.
Right.
But what he did do is create the heaven and the earth, man. Every day we wake up, we see the works of God. Every time you see daylight and nighttime, you see the works of God. Every time you step out your house and feel that fresh air, you see the works of God, man. We
Right.
don't need to worship these things. We just need to worship God and God alone.
That's
And you
right.
find it
that's right.
Calm. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding.
So now these laws is our wisdom and our understanding. These records and these laws and this wisdom is our understanding. Go ahead.
In the sight of the
In the
nations,
sight of these other dumb nations, man. These nations is so dumb. They don't have this wisdom and understanding. So they will worship a cow. They will worship a rat. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up that video of these Indians worshiping a rat. Here we go. Rat temple. Rat temple. Hold on.
that's right. So you don't let them make your food, man.
This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to boycott all these chip shops, you know. I might have to boycott Mr. Singh's pizza shop. You see Mr. Singh's pizza shop, the one on Grove Lane to be precise. I might have to boycott Mr. Singh. Mr. Singh got rats in the pizza mix. And rats eating the tomato puree. What is it? Tomato puree. And rats eating the tomato puree.
Tomato base.
Yeah, that tomato. The rats eating the barbecue base. Rats eating the barbecue base in the places. Let me find out what's it called. Look at this. Look at this. This is the rat temple. Look, man. This is what people actually do. The rat temple. Ratatouille, man. Isn't it that the name Ratatouille?
Right.
Get me? The rat temple. You're about to see some rats in a minute. Look at them rats, man. They worship these things. This is the rat temple. Look. It says, hold on, let me put the volume on.
They were reborn through the power of a woman called Today it's home to 25,000. The Karni Temple was built in the late 19th century. Today it's home to 25,000 rats. It's believed they are the reincarnated souls of a local family of storytellers. They were reborn through the power of a woman called the Karni. It's an unusual tourist attraction, But for Gajendra Singh, these rats are part of his life and legacy.
These are my family. I am family belong to today's family person. I dead, next door become the rats.
And so this milk, you drink this, and it's good for
Yes,
your health.
yes, good for us. I can use. We are come here in this milk. No, it is.
And do people come from all over the world to see
Yeah,
this?
all of the world. We world famous temple, all of the world.
Listen, man, you think I'm lying to you? This is what these people do, man. The rats was eating the milk, and this man ate the milk and said it's good for you. This man ate the milk and said it's good for you. He said no diseases. Let me see if I can find any more of them videos. Hold on, let me find you some more. Adolphus Last said no. listen. Let me find you some more. Let me see if I can find some more. Hold on, give me a second. Hold on. This man drank the milk in that the rats drink, you know. Hold on. Let's take a. So this is.
At first glance, this
Hold on. Let me share screen it. So this right here is the rat temple. Listen, man. We weren't no rats in Solomon. We weren't worshipping no rats in the temple that Solomon built. We weren't worshipping no rats in that. So this says, "Welcome to the rat temple." Let's share the screen real quick.
temple in northern India is like any other. Pilgrims come here to pray to the saint and goddess Karni Mata. But this temple also houses other deities. Rats. They run rampant in the courtyards, spill out of doors, tumble downstairs, scurry around corners. And there's not one, not two, but over 15,000 of them inside. Welcome to the Rat Temple.
We consider the rats as a form of the gods. We worship them.
Wait, see, this man said we consider the rats as gods. We worship them. Listen, man. Any rat comes in my house, is going on that mouse trap, man. I'ma set this rat up, man. I'ma put some cheese on the trap, man.
Right.
Or some peanut butter. And I'm gonna crush that rat, man. These like worship the rats. A rat is a disgusting rodent, man.
That's right.
And these like worship them. Listen, man. We're gonna get that rat. You see that rat trap potters are the one with the glue. The one with the glue where the rat goes and then gets stuck and can't move. Listen, man. I'm about to kill all them rats. Sometimes they rip their legs off on there, you see it?
Yeah,
Sometimes they rip their legs off on there, man. Meanwhile, they're out there worshipping the rats. Listen, man. I'm gonna go to the rat temple and I'm gonna put how much rats did they say there was?
25,000.
I'm bringing 25,000 mouse traps, man. I'm gonna bring 25,000 mouse traps. Listen, man, they need to clean that place up. But when you worship idols and animals, this is what you do. You're gonna get yourself diseases, man.
Right.
You're going to get yourself a disease messing around with all these rats. Rats is supposed to make you itch, man. It's a thing to see a rat.
Jatudin is a priest of the Karni Mata temple in the village of Deshnok near Bekaner. It's his job.
Listen, man. They said that this man is a priest in whatever he believes.
The rat priest.
This man rapped. See when GOCC wear beaches, they're like his man. Listen, he's even wearing white like GOCC. This just might be the leader of GOCC. GOCC rap their beaches.
For the rats. He doesn't just serve them. He also drinks, eats, and sleeps with them. Jatudin believes they are his ancestors, reborn.
See, he believes that these are his ancestors reborn. Let's play some more.
As rats.
As rats. Listen, man, they believe their ancestors come back as rats, which is the dumbest thing you could ever believe.
Some are my fathers, my grandfathers.
My whole family is here. When they die, they're born as rats. When a rat dies, it's born as us humans.
That might seem preposterous to many in the West, but people here believe in
He said when a rat dies, it's born as a human. And when a human dies, it's born as a rat. So they worship rats because they believe rats are humans and humans are rats. They come back reincarnated as one or the other, which is the dumbest thing ever. Let's play some more.
incarnation. Jatudin and his clan are descendants of the goddess. They believe it's a special gift to be born and reborn in her tribe, under her care.
It is the order of the Mother Goddess. While we live, we'll live here. And when we die, we'll become rats.
So sacred are these rats that they're treated like celebrities. Every day,
Which leads to my next point. In these Indian food shops, if their culture is to worship rats, do you think they're killing them rats in the food shop? No, they're letting them rats run around the kitchen. They're letting them rats run around on all the cutlery. Them rats is running around on all the food. And because they believe these rats is their ancestors, they're probably putting them rat droppings in your food and all of those things, man.
Right.
Listen, sometimes we got to be careful where we're eating from.
That's
because these nations
That's right.
are people, man. Like, say, for instance, if you your access there and a rat's in your restaurant, you just think, yeah, this is my grandma in the restaurant. What? Let your grandma run on the surface. Let your grandma run all upon the food. Let your grandma urinate and defecate on everything because you believe this rat is your grandma. And you don't care about health standards because this rat is your grandma. So you ain't going to set rat mouse traps. You ain't going to clean the kitchen. You're going to keep that kitchen dirty so you can attract all the rats because you believe all these rats is your family.
right.
And then what happens? We go in there and eat from these disgusting bastards, man. I wonder why we get food poisoning sometimes. It's not surprising. So we can't be surprised why we get food poisoning sometimes because we're eating from people who worship rats.
That's
And
right.
they believe these rats is their grandma and they're going to let their grandma run on the surface because they believe she's a rat. And all the droppings and all the diseases that rats bring, they ain't going to clean it all up. Why? Because they believe this is their ancestors. And then we're going in there buying food from them, man. Listen, man, we need to support our own people and only eat at black restaurants. Let me play some more before we wrap up.
busloads of tourists arrive at the temple. But to get in, they're required to do something that makes many shudder. They must remove their shoes and go barefoot. The rule prevents people from squishing the rats, but it makes for a sticky experience. The floors are littered with rat excrement, and there's just one man scooping up after the gods.
Look, it said the floor's littered with rat excrement, and there's one man sweeping up the whatever of the gods. This is so disgusting that people actually believe this garbage, man. It's so disgusting that people actually believe this garbage, and you have to take off your shoes so you don't squish the rats that they worship.
All over the temple, visitors are taking chances they wouldn't normally dare.
Listen, usually rats run away from humans. These rats have become comfortable because they're treating these rats like gods. They believe these rats are gods. So these rats have become comfortable. These rats is living a better life than you and I are living. These rats are living. So these rats have a temple to live in, man. Meanwhile, we live in moldy houses. Listen, man, these rats is living better than us. Let's play some more.
And children are allowed to do things people elsewhere would find horrific.
He fed the rat with his hands. He doesn't get scared.
And listen, man. And next thing, these is the kind of dirty kind of women that you want to pick up, man. A woman that's been lying down in it with filthy rats. Listen, man. The Lord said we better than everybody on the face of the earth, man. That's why the Lord said it, because they do things like this.
Right.
The Lord said don't marry their daughters, man. Why? Because they lie down with rats and think rats is their ancestors.
Right.
Imagine this: you get with that woman, you have kids with her. She's teaching your kids, when your grandma died, she's coming back as a rat. And then you're teaching your child something else, and she's saying, no, you come back as a rat. Listen, man, let's not confuse our children with this garbage. Let's not play some ball.
The rats here don't do anything. That's the special thing about this place. The rats here are harmless.
But outside this temple, when it comes to rats, there's always fear. The fear of disease. Rats can infect humans with over 20 kinds of illnesses.
There you go, rats can be over 20 kinds of illness. I mean, I don't need no scientist to tell me that. I know this. Because rats are rodents and they carry diseases, man.
Right.
But even here, there are risks involved.
You see the rat biting the man's toes? Listen, man, these Indians is a dirty set of people, man.
Right.
Man's got the rat biting. Let's play some more.
Rats don't have to bite to infect humans. Fur, food, and skin are all open channels. And rats can urinate anywhere, even on people. Many, like this family, are testing their courage.
I didn't want to come inside. I was so scared, but he dragged me here.
But getting dangerously close is just part of
You
it.
see this? This is East Indians in their natural habitat. So what you'll find is, in England, you think, yeah, all these people are clean. It's because they're copying you. The reason all these nations appear clean in England is because they're copying black people.
That's right.
But you take them, you go back to everyone's natural habitat. The white man wasn't washing his skin. He didn't bathe his skin for maybe 5 years to 10 years. He didn't bathe his skin. You know, it's funny, you know why? Because the word's meant to be bathe, but Jamaicans can't pronounce it properly, so they say bathe. That's hilarious. Like, Jamaicans say they didn't bathe his skin. The word's meant to be bathe, but all their T's and H's pronounced with a D. Listen, that is hilarious. But the East Indians, this was their natural habitat. The white man didn't bathe his skin. Africans didn't bathe their skin. Only when they come around you, they kind of learn to act a little bit clean. But this is naturally them. When they go back to their native lands, this is what they're doing. Let's play some more.
The experience, especially if it leads you to God. Priest Chatudin and the other members of his clan devote themselves to serving the rats.
See, they serve the rats, man. We also don't worship none of these things. We can't be dumb like these other nations. Let's play some more.
Their belief in reincarnation is so strong that they never treat them as mere rodents.
See, and they're so dumb, they don't treat them as rodents. How dumb can you be? Let's play some more.
Clan members like Davy Don eat and drink with the rats.
The man kissed the rat. The man kissed the rat. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me show you the man kissed the rat.
Treat them as mere rodents. Clan members like Davy Don eat and drink with the...
Look, the man kissed the rat. Listen, man. Don't be like these people, man. The man kissed... I don't know what to say. The man kissed the rat.
Wow.
Look at that, man. Listen, they've gone too far now, man. They've gone too far. The man kissed the rat. Let's quickly play some more.
The rats. And break bread with the family.
And the rats is running over, eating the bread, man. This is why we shouldn't join no other nation. This is them in their natural habitat. You see them in England. You see their women in England where they shave their skin, and you think, yeah, these Indian women look good. You be like, hey. That's what you be like. That's you're like, hey. Not like that when you see them. Maybe you need to see them like this. This is how you should see them. This is how we see them, man. Let's play some more.
He calls the rats kabbas, or little children, and feeds them first before eating himself.
So, lucky Ira, get me Deuteronomy 4 and 6, and we'll close out with that one.
Temple's kitchen, Jatudin's wife is preparing lunch. The rats are the official tasters.
See, that's your pizza right there, man. Your pizza's on the counter. You wonder why your pizza part of the slice is eaten out and whatnot. Because they got the rats up in the kitchen, man. Them rats is taking a bite out of your pizza. You're thinking, yo, why is the pizza got a chunk missing from this side? Them rats is getting a bite of it before you, man. Them rats is enjoying it before you.
They can eat everything out here. Sweets, greens, snacks. Even green chilies if it likes.
These rats is eating good. They said they eat everything, even green chilies. Even green chilies, these rats is eating. Play some more.
It's an act that would shut down any restaurant in the West.
It's actually, they said it's an act that will shut down any restaurant.
But in this kitchen, it's a sign of good fortune.
This kitchen is a sign of good fortune, they said.
If they eat with us, we feel good. If you stop them, then the mother goddess will get upset.
See, you hear that garbage? If you stop the rats eating, the mother goddess will get upset. Well, you tell this mother goddess, if there's any rats I see in my house, they're dying, man. I'm going to put the mouse traps everywhere. I'm going to put peanut butter in that trap, man. I'm going to put cheese and peanut butter. And you go tell this mother, whatever her name is, I'm responsible for killing all these rats, man. Any rat come in my property, we putting it on a mouse trap, man. We ain't like you who's worshipping these nasty things, these rodents. Them mouse is going to be on the trap, man. I mail them dead rats to the rat temple, man. We ain't into
Yeah.
You can have them. I'll mail them to you. Just give me the rat temple address. I'll mail them to you, man.
She'll get angry.
The rats are even free to lick the plates. For the devotees of Karni Mata, embracing the taboo is an act of faith. What's important is not what these rats look like to others. It's what their worshippers see in them.
See, and when you're dumb, it could be a rat and you would worship it. It could be a rat and you would worship it. When really, a rat is a rat. A rat is a rat. But they're so simple, they believe that this rat is a god. Whereas a rat is a rat is a rodent that you should put mouse traps and catch them because they bring diseases, man. Give me that last precept before we go. Give me that one, Ira.
Canada one come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Do what?
This,
and listen, man, we better keep God's commandments, man, before we end up dumb like this, worshipping rats and calling rats gods. Go ahead.
Right.
You got the rats eating all the food. The rats is eating all the food, man. And they're saying it's a blessing that the rats eat with us. These Indians would never feed a nigger though, but they'll feed a rat, man. Which they're saying a rat is better than you, man. These other nations look at a rat as better than a black man. That they would feed a rat, but when it comes to feeding a black man, you're just a nigger and a Carla and good for nothing can deserve to die. Whereas they let these rats live, man. They would rather let a rat live than you. And the rat temple proves it that they look at rats as better than black people, man. A black man could never go there and say, yo, let me lay my head down for the night. Not that you would want it because it's full of rats, but they wouldn't even let you. Why? Because they look at you as nothing, man. And they look at these rats as gods and higher than they look at any black person. And these is the people's daughters that you want to take. A woman that's been covered in rat urine and rat's feces, and that's what you want to lay up your skin next to, man. How about you go get yourself a black woman, man? Go get yourself a sister, man.
That's right.
Go get yourself a sister with a similar culture to yours, man, and not none of this garbage. Imagine this. You're trying to kill the rat, and you're with this woman that's saying the rat's her grandma. Listen, man, that shit's never going to work, man. Leave these nasty Indian women to go do whatever they want to do. They shouldn't be our problem. Don't mix with them. Don't join with them. Read that from Ira.
Canada won't come. For this is your wisdom and your understanding.
The Lord's giving us our wisdom and understanding, man. Go ahead.
In the sight of the nations.
And our wisdom and understanding is these laws, statutes, and commandments in the sight of these nations, man. These nations are supposed to look at us and be like, why don't they worship rats? Are we supposed to say because rats carry diseases, dummy? We're supposed to say stupid. Rats carry diseases, man. We're supposed to say rats ain't your ancestors. We're supposed to say rats is rodents, man. And that's all they are, nothing more. They're not to be worshipped. These laws, this Bible is our wisdom in the sight of the nations, man. If you don't want to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments, it won't surprise me when I see you in India in the rat temple, man. When I see you trying to go to the rat temple talking about the rats, your ancestors. That's what happens when you stop serving the Lord, man.
Right.
You skeptical to go worship any of this garbage. Read on.
Which shall hear all their statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Listen, man, the Indian man needs to get poisoned by these rats, and he should come to us and say, damn, how come I don't get the diseases that I get? And we should say, well, because we ain't sleeping with rats. We ain't letting rats urinate on us. And they should be like, them Israelites have wisdom, man. Maybe we need to stop worshipping these rats if we want to live and not get diseases. Read on.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great?
For what?
For what nation there is so great?
And they're supposed to look at us as a great nation when they realize we don't worship idols, we don't worship statues, we don't worship none of these things. They're supposed to look at us as a great nation, man. And be like, look how great they are. They ain't dropping dead from disease like us. They ain't drug addicts like us. They ain't worshiping idols like us. They ain't bowing down to statues like us. They're supposed to look at us like, well, damn, we need to mirror and copy what they're doing because they're a wise nation. Go ahead.
Another one can. Who had God so nigh unto them?
And with that, God so nigh unto us, man. And the reason they worship idols is because they don't have God nigh unto them. God is far away from them, so they have to worship idols. And they receive this wisdom and this understanding. So what do they have to do? Everything they see has to become a God to them. They look up in the sky, they see a bird. Yeah, it must be a God because it flies and we can't fly. They look in the water. Yeah, that fish can swim in the water and doesn't drown. It must be a God. So they worship these things, not realizing these things is not meant to be worshipped. There's some people that even believe that at night time, there's some God that drags a blanket over the sky and makes it dark. That's what they believe. He drags a blanket over the sky and makes it dark. All of this garbage. Every nation has what? A moon, sun, and moon story, a sun and moon worship. Like the Bible says, the nations, all their gods is idols. And why is it all idols? Why? Because they ain't got God nigh unto them. So they have to erect idols to themselves. They have to get marble, get materials, and sculpt up a graven image and bow down and worship it. Because they ain't got God nigh unto them, but we do have God close to us. So we don't need to worship no idols. We don't need to worship no rats and all of that garbage. Is there any more in the IRA?
The last part, sir.
Right, go ahead.
As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
There you go. All right, then with that, that brings us to the end of the class. Clap it up. All right, we're going to do the security announcements. Hold on, let me just check that. Go ahead.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21, Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 to 10, means 10th in Hebrew, Ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
Feast of First Fruits, Sunday the 12th of June.
Or Akim and Akwafa are to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. To that, say Amajim. Amajim Shabbat. Majim Barak. Yahabah Shem Yajamata. Class dismissed.
Council.
All right, Shalom Israel will be here tomorrow, 7 p.m. with Captain Parasha. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.